members. I get everyone has an agenda. Just an odd moment for me. So greetings to everybody. Is it?
Good morning, Chair.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So morning, everybody.
Good morning, dear.
Good morning. Morning, Chairperson. Morning.
Okay, thank you very much. I just ask that the agenda be placed on the screen. Advocate Pindela. I get everyone.
Jeremy, can you share the
morning,
agenda?
everybody. Yes, please.
Good morning, dear.
Good morning. Morning, Chairperson. Morning.
Okay,
Jeremy.
thank you very much. I just ask that the agenda be placed on the screen.
Thank you, Chair. The agenda has been shared.
Can it be made a bit bigger? The font. I get everyone.
Jeremy, can you share the
morning,
agenda?
everybody. Yes, please.
Good morning, dear.
Good morning. Morning, Chairperson. Morning.
Jeremy.
Thank you very much. I just ask that the agenda be placed on the screen.
Thank you, Chair. The agenda has been shared.
Can it be made a bit
Mute, Mr.
bigger?
Dango.
The font.
Chairperson, I move for adoption.
I get everyone.
Jeremy, can you share the
Thank you very much. There's the agenda.
Good morning, dear.
Is there anyone who wants to propose a change to the agenda?
Jeremy.
Thank you very much. I just ask that the agenda
Agree with Honorable Dangote.
placed on the screen.
Thank you, Chair. The agenda has been shared.
Honorable Bibi second.
Mute, Mr. Dango.
So it seems there's a proposal there by Landsman that the agenda be adopted as is.
Jeremy, can you share the
Thank you very much. I see Honorable Dango is second. Is there anyone who wants to, is it the chief whip propose change
Yes,
to the
Chair.
agenda? Thank you very much. There we are. Can you go?
Agree
Just
with
go through the apologies. Chief whip.
Thank you, Chair. The agenda has been shared.
Honorable Bibi second.
Mute, Mr. Dango.
There's a apologies by Landsman that the agenda.
Chairperson, we have not received any apologies.
So it's none, not unless the chief whip wants to say something.
No, Chair. I do believe also that Honorable Mukausi should be back now. She was with us in the week's meeting.
Oh, okay. No, thank you very much.
Jefferson, Jefferson, can I leave by about 10 past 10? I have an urgent appointment with the cardiologist once a year. If I miss him now, I miss him until next year.
Yeah, no, most of us would know Honorable Tango's matter, so I'm sure there won't be any objection to that.
Thank you.
Please just indicate as you leave.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's go to item 4, which is the minutes. Any corrections to the minutes? Page 1. Corrections. No corrections on page 1. Page 2. Opening apologies, consider the agenda, consider minutes, matters arising, page 2. Page 3. Consideration of the draft parliamentary program. Page 3. Page 4. Above 7 there's 2 paragraphs, and then there's 7. Report on select committee business and report on legislation before the NCOP. 8 is parliamentary legislative program. That goes on to the next page, but let's look at page 4. Corrections on page 4. Corrections on page 4. Page 5. I see there's no hand there indicating to speak on corrections on page 5. There being no corrections, can we have someone moving for adoption of the minutes as a true record of what transpired at our previous meeting?
Thank you, Chair. I move for adoption or Jadu.
There's Njadu moving for adoption of the minutes.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable PP, seconds.
Honorable BB, seconds. Thank you very much. We'll now move on to matters arising. Advocate Pindela.
Thank you very much.
The matters arising, the action plan matters arising are captured on a 2-pager, page 1 and 2. I'll ask Advocate Pindela, the Secretary of the NCOP, just to take us through the issues. Pindela.
Thank you very much, Chair. And once again, good morning, honorable members. The plenary of the 18th of June 2020, which was on the appropriation bill debate, took place. The plenary of the 19th of June also took place, which was the consideration of the appropriation bill. The plenary of the 23rd of June also took place, which was the debate on government response to the coronavirus pandemic. The briefing of the 24th by the Auditor General also took place. The ministerial briefing of the 25th of June also took place. Youth Parliament for the 26th also took place. The plenary of the 30th Peace and Security Question Session also took place, as well as the plenary of the 1st of July, which was the consideration of legislation. Thank you very much, Chair. Chairperson is muted.
How does it happen? It's magic. No, thank you very much. I'm saying that the issues, if you look at the action list or implementation schedule, you realize that the issues have been completed or dealt with. I don't know if there are any other comments before we move on.
Chairperson, possibly
Yes.
just on the
Lucas.
issues of the Youth Parliament. Thank you very much. I also think before I start, good morning to everyone. I also think I must say that I think we've been quite productive this past weeks, and we have also seen maximum attendance of members, particularly with the issues of the NCOP. But just on the Youth Parliament, thank you very much. It did indeed took place very successfully. So, but there are many areas that we still need to follow up. So we have decided on that by the end of September we must bring in the specific ministers that was requested by the young people, to make sure that we begin to respond and to also extend the program of action with regards to how do we involve our youth in the matters of economy. I just wanted to mention it because the Youth Parliament is actually a program of our sectoral work that we are doing. So there will definitely be a follow-up where we will actually engage once again with the young people of the country. Just on that matter. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Honorable members will then have to move on. And the next item on the agenda is consideration of the draft parliamentary program. Yes, let's go through that. And Jadu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, good morning. Honorable Chairperson, the NCOP second term 2020 program is an extension due to the adjustment budget, which was broadly consulted with the WIPERI and also with provinces. Chairperson, all committees will be briefed on the adjustment budget from the 7th of July, which is tomorrow, today, and then, no, tomorrow's Tuesday. Then, Chairperson, on the 8th of July will be the consideration of the Select Committee Finance Report. Just to say on the committee's Chairperson, Honorable Nyambi will elaborate more on the activities of the committees. Then on the 10th of July will be the review of the Women's Charter. Chairperson, the debate will be separate per department, meaning on the 14th of July will be the Department of Health and the Department of Social Development. On the 15th of July will be the Women's Charter review. Then again, Chairperson, debate on departments. On the 16th of July will be Department of Cooperative Governance and also Public Works. Then on the 17th of July will be the provincial negotiating mandate. And then on the 17th, the same day, will be also a Women's Charter. Then, Chairperson, further will be further debates on departments, which will be on the 21st of July. Will be the debate on basic education, Department of Basic Education and the Department of Higher Education. On the same day, on the 21st, will be the final provincial mandates, which will be on the 21st of July. On the 22nd of July will be the consideration of the Division of Revenue Amendment Bill on the 22nd of July. The due date for questions to the Deputy President will be the 8th of July. Then the questions to the Deputy President will be on the 23rd of July. Again, Chairperson, on the 24th of July will be the Women's Charter review and a further debate on departments. On the 28th of July will be the Department of Employment and Labor and the Department of Small Business. On the 29th of July will be a high-level stakeholders engagement on the femicide legislation. The Women's Charter, again, will be another Women's Charter on the 30th of July, Women's Charter review. Then, Chairperson, there will be the debate on the Adjustment Appropriations Bill, which will be the 31st of July. And then the consideration of the adjustment bill will be on the 4th of August. Then, Chairperson, the constituency period will then be from the 5th of August to the 28th of August. Then we have a further sponsor by the Deputy Chair, which is on the Women's Parliament, which will be on the 5th of, from the 5th to the 7th of August. Then, Chairperson, Thursdays, all Thursdays are considered for party caucuses. Then the third term, 2020, will be consulted during the month of July, so that before we go to constituency period, that we present a draft for consideration for the third term 2020. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Njadu. Are there any questions or comments?
Chief, Honorable Chair, Landsman.
Landsman, yes.
Good morning, Honorable Chair. I just want to ask that we, if it's possible, can we remove the public works because there was no changes on its budget. Public works, there was no changes on its budget, so I ask if it's possible.
Chairperson, it's Honorable Abisaghi.
Programming meeting.
Yes, just a minute, honorable members. So the landsman raised the question of public works.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Any other comments?
Yes, Chairperson, it's Honorable Abisaghi.
Yes, Abisaghi.
Chairperson, thank you very much for the program. I think the debates should stay as it is, including public works. And then I just want to draw the attention to tomorrow. We start with, we have the Minister of Human Settlements and Water and Sanitation from 10 o'clock. But then we also have a select committee on land from 9 till 12 and the health committee from 9:30. So if two committees are not going to be in the house, with that meeting, will that be okay? Because that takes quite a few of us out of that virtual session with the Minister of Human Settlements. That is the one concern. And then again, on the 4th of August, right at the end of the program, the day that we're going to vote on the budget, there's also two committees, one from 12 and one from 15. So the 1500 one, we might maybe make, but yeah, I'm just raising this as a concern because there's a clash between what's going on in the house and then in the committees. But thank you very much. Further on, it's quite a cool program, but thank you. I'm supporting the program as is with the debates. Thank you.
No, thank you very much. Audrey Malika.
House Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairperson. Morning, members. I want to support Honorable Landsman that we remove the public works on the 16th of July because there are no changes on the budget vote. Thank you, Chairperson.
Another comment before we go to the Chief Whip and the judge? Mukause, yes.
Thank you, Chairperson, for the program as well. I do support, as proposed during the Chief Whip's meeting, that the two debates remains, Chairperson. There was a proposal that we made, and we even separated the four votes. So they should remain. Chairperson, the issue of committees clashing with the House sitting, it's a great challenge, especially to parties which do not have much more representation in the House. We have raised this thing before, that Chairperson, it must be looked into, because committees clashes with the House, and then ultimately other parties do not have equal representation in the House. So it must be looked into, Chairperson, and it's an urgent matter. Thank you.
Chairperson, if I may. Chairperson, if I may.
Yeah, let's start with Lucas first.
Can we just request that the House Chair of Committees and the Chief Whip together with the Whippery try to resolve the issue, because we really want maximum participation of members in all the different aspects of the work. So, sorry, can we just request that that be solved so that it don't become an issue that we will go back and forth, forward, so that we solve this issue once and for all, because it has been a challenge before. It's still coming up as a challenge, but I think it's just fair that we should address it once and for all and see.
Okay.
Chairperson?
Someone decide to mute me.
No, that's Honorable Lucas is still speaking. It's just that she's not coming through.
I'm being muted. I don't know what's happening whilst I'm speaking, and that is something that if it was my child, I could have killed this person, because they more know my mom. That's what nou gebeur. So, Chairperson, I want to continue because I haven't finished. I just also want to request members, please, the Women's Charter Review is a resolution that we took in the Women's Parliament last year. And we are really requesting members to assist us to attend, because we are distributing the information, but we are getting very good participation from the public, but very limited participation from the members of NCOP. I am just mentioning it. Thank you, Chairperson.
Okay, no, thank you very much.
Chairperson, it's in your
so Honorable Lucas was just making an example. She has no intention of killing anyone.
Chairperson, sorry for that, but you can imagine while you are speaking, you are being muted. It's
I'm afraid now.
Is there anyone else who wants to speak?
It's Nyambi.
I'm afraid
myself. Chair, Dango, Chairperson, greetings to colleagues.
Okay.
Greetings, colleagues. I want to indicate that what we have in front of us and what members are raising, it's an issue that we're attending with the Chief Whip and the entire Whip party. But what we have as Honorable Lucas, it's correct that it's an issue that must be sorted. But what we have in front of us, it's the best now that we possibly can. It's an impossible situation. If you don't have it as is, as the proposal now, it means we have to stretch our program beyond what is normal. And we're trying our level best. That is why from time to time, where it's possible, because sometimes the issue of availability of the minister and the availability even of the committee members is the issue that we always consider. But we have tried our best, and out of our best is what we have. So we're appealing that moving forward, we'll try. We are aware that our members are overstretched and we're dealing with a very serious, impossible situation. That's my submission, Chair.
No, thank you very much. There is the broad response. But can we just request the House chairs to in an ongoing way to address the issue and try to minimize the clashes as far as possible, so that we really deal with the matter in an ongoing manner with the view of ensuring that we keep this to a minimum or even ultimately eliminate it. Chief Whip Njadu, any other comment?
Thanks, Chair. You covered me very well, Chair. I agree with your comments that we deal with this matter with the minimal disruptions. Yeah, so we'll attend to those issues. Thanks.
Yes. Njadu, are you happy?
I'm covered, Chair. Thank you.
No, thank you very much. So we'll move to the next item, which is report on select committee business and report of legislation before select committees.
Chairperson,
Yes.
sorry, it's Honorable Abeskagni. I just want to know, in the WIPS meeting, we've decided that we're going to debate public works and infrastructure. Now there's a counter proposal, and two of us said we want to keep it. What is the final decision about that now, before we continue? Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go back a little bit on the public works question. Now, there are two proposals. One is that it should be tabled. The other argument is that it should be removed. Dango, I also forgot about you. I hope that you are not disadvantaged.
No. Chairperson, thank you very much. I was covered by the other speakers, so I didn't have to speak, so it's economic that way. However, this one question I want to ask is, what is the purpose of debating something that is not being changed? We've debated it already. If I can just understand the reason for that.
Yeah, that's why I'm opening up a bit just to see if we can't really come to some consensus.
Chairperson,
Yes.
Honorable Abeskagni, I just want to correct the Honorable Dango. We never debated any of these votes. We had one long debate on the total budget. So that argument flies out of the door, because we never debated public works. We never debated any of these debates. We had one long debate on the appropriation bill.
Maybe the question to be posed to all members is just procedurally and in terms of the rules or legislation, what the options are. Because if there are no options, but to table the issue nonetheless, we'll have to go that route. But if there are 101 other options, can we get an indication?
Well, Chairperson.
Yeah. Yes. Can we have one person speaking? The problem there is that I keep on watching my raise your hand application, and nothing is appearing because people just speak. But let's have one person speaking nonetheless. Let's start with Chief Whip.
Okay, we can start with Mukausi. I can come back to just to provide.
Thank you very much. Mukausi?
Chairperson, I really do not understand the argument behind not debating public works. Because if we have never debated public works, why do you want to remove it from the list of debates? I still stand that public works should be debated, as agreed in the Chief Whip's meeting. Thank you, Chair.
Oh, it was agreed in the Chief Whip's meeting. Chief Whip?
Okay, yeah, Chair. I don't think members are, there's much of a difference, because the concept that we had earlier was to look on the supplementary budget and to look into areas that were impacted upon, and then prioritize, and admitted that we don't have all the time to deal with all the votes, but there will as well be general debate in the appropriations budget. So I will say that we go with it. There's no harm to can consider it as well. But members were correct to say where there were minimal changes, where there isn't much changes, would we still want to go and debate that vote, or should it be part of a general debate of the appropriations bill? So I will say that we can leave as proposed by the programming whip, accept that we can deal with it as it is programmed. Thanks.
Honorable members, can you leave it at that note, and then move on? Thank you very much, honorable members. So the next item is item 7. Are there any comments on item 7? Advocate Pindela. Advocate Pindela.
Chairperson, House Chairperson Nyambi is ready to proceed.
Oh, okay. Nyambi.
Do you want Pindela to present it, Chair?
No.
That was really lighter note. Thanks, Chair. Thanks, Chair.
Make appropriate comments.
Oh, that was really lighter note, Chair. Committees were able to respond to the call, Chair, to draft and submit programs for the extended second term within a short space of time, and my office remain appreciative of their efforts, as we have seen this morning when Programming Whip Honorable Njandu has presented. We will in due course respond to other matters such as they relate to the fluidity of some committees, the very same issue that we have raised now, Chair, and we have summarized it. And indeed, we know that the Chief Whip and the Programming Whip and the entire Whip has got an interest in those issues. Safe to say, some changes are unavoidable and others can easily be eliminated with proper planning, which we always encourage, as the Deputy Chair has alluded to that fact, Chair. Coming to the issue of the virtual meetings, we continue to express our happiness with the quantity and quality of virtual meetings, most of which were held jointly with committees in the National Assembly. Issues of connectivity have become emblematic and are indicative of the inequalities which exist between mostly affluent urban areas and rural areas, communities which are ordinarily poor, as the Deputy Chair has said last week about some of the quality of the connections. When it comes to the budget instrument, Chair, the Select Committee on Finance has within its preview the revised fiscal framework for 2020-2021, which it plans to finalize tomorrow and have it considered by the House on Wednesday. The Select Committee on Appropriation has scheduled the processing of the Division of Revenue Amendment Bill, which it aims to finish on the 21st of July and have it considered by the House the next day, as Honorable Njandu has presented. Again, the Select Committee on Appropriation has the Adjustments Appropriation Bill, which it hopes to finish on this month end of July. The bill will then be debated and considered by the House on the 31st and the 4th in that order. When it comes to interventions, Chair, the Select Committee on COGTA is processing a total of 7 notices of intervention, extensions of interventions, and progress reports in various municipalities, whereas all of these interventions are at different stages of processing, such as briefings, oversight, visit, public hearings. The committee is hopeful that they will be concluded in the 3rd term, and that is why our programming whip was indicating to that aspect, Chair. The international agreements, Select Committee is seized with a number of them, and we are positive that they are going to deal with them, and at an appropriate time, we will assist it so that we indicate in our program moving forward. Other matters before some other committees, Chair. Several committees have before their matters whose dates of finalization will still be determined as follows. As the one of Finance, I have indicated what we have, and the letter has been received from the Minister of Finance requesting Parliament to urgently consider the draft amendments to the financial sector regulation made in terms of section 61 subsection 4, and the select committee on health and social services, as we are aware, we have approved, and it's indicated in the program, the vacancies on the board of the National Youth Development Agency, and we are still optimistic that by the 28th of July this year, they are going to finalize that process. And the appointment of the Central Drug Authority Board. When it comes to the one of land reform, environment, mineral resources, and energy, I think Honorable Njando has tried his best in doing justice in reflecting in the program. I wouldn't get to the details of that. And of course, the one of petitions, Honorable Breton Seth, on behalf of the Nkosazana Zuma local municipality, has made a submission about the state of water infrastructure and inadequate performance by the officials in that municipality, and he has written that petition on behalf of the disgruntled communities, and the committee is seized with that, and it will be attended to accordingly. I saw table the report, Chair, but indicated that the issue that we have raised and summarized where there are some clashes is because of the new normal and the challenges we experience, and myself and Honorable Mo, high programming whip and the entire whip will try our utmost best to avoid where it's possible, so that there is a seamless exercise and we respect whenever the House is sitting, so that we avoid clashes. I so table my report as indicated. I thank you, Honorable Chairperson Tate Masondo.
No, thank you very much. So there's the report. Are there any questions or comments? If there are no comments, if there are no questions, we'll move on to the next item. So the report is noted. We'll move on. The next item is item 8, report on Parliament's legislative program. Is Mr. Bell there?
Yes, thank you, Chairperson, and good morning.
Yes.
I've highlighted some of the changes that happened since the previous committee meeting. First of all, under paragraph B, you'll find the Cybercrimes Bill, which was passed by the National Council of Provinces and then returned to the National Assembly because of proposed amendments. Also highlighted at the bottom of paragraph B is the disaster management tax relief bills, which were introduced together with the adjustments appropriation. The adjustments appropriation bills are reflected under paragraph C, and they will be referred to the Standing Committee on Appropriations on Wednesday evening after adoption of the revised fiscal framework. Chairperson, then just also the Leader of Government Business submitted a list of priority legislation to the Speaker during the course of last week. There are 37 bills on the list, obviously not all for 2020. And what is interesting, apart from the normal finance bills on that list, what's interesting is that there are quite a number of bills that will impact on gender-based violence. Justice bills, police bills, and social development bills like Children Amendment Bill, Criminal Law Sexual Offences Amendment Bill, Domestic Violence Bill, and Firearms Control Bill. Thank you very much.
There's the report. Are there any comments on Parliament's legislative program? Any comment?
Chairperson?
Yes.
I'm trying to raise my hand, but I can't get it. done. It's Honorable Labuschagne.
No, yes, of course. No. Please proceed.
I just want to know that list of 37 bills. Can we get that at one other stage, please? Or did I miss it? Is it on that list? Those that have been prioritized.
Yeah. Let's have a few more comments, if any, and then we'll revert back to Mr. Bell. Any other comment or question? Mr. Bell.
Thank you, Chairperson, for the opportunity. The list of 37 bills was mentioned in my other document, the report on bills before Parliament. But I'm more than happy to submit the list submitted to the Speaker, to the Honourable Member, Ms. Labuschagne, and to whoever else would require it. What is interesting about the list is it's July already, but I think there's probably a total of 6 or 7 bills that are regarded as priority for 2020, which means that the others at best will be for 2021. Thank you.
So there we are. The list we've made available to Honorable Labuschagne. If there are no other comments, honorable members, we'll move on to item number 9. And item number 9 is closure. Thank you very much, honorable members. There being no other business, the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair.
Thanks, Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Chairperson.
No,
Thank you, Chairperson.
Hi, Deputy Chair.
Mawini, how's the other ladies doing? How's our ladies doing, the others? How's the other ladies doing?
No,
how many,
are trying.
How many more people are not well? How many more people are not well? People should test,
Some of
Mawini.
them are not reporting, some of them. We just hear when they are passed away.
That is the sad part. No one wants to report on this thing. They treat it as light. It seems they treat it very light, and it is not working. It's not working for us because it's very sad. Miriam told me about the people that passed. But it's fine. Moida. Okay, ma. Right. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Jeremy.
I think Jeremy may have left already. I don't see him online.